Greetings fellow Decepticons, Sandblaster1987 here with another Transformers animated review. Today I'll be looking at Deluxe Class Waspinator. This guy has been a childhood holy grail of mine because it was a figure I always wanted but could never get hold of for one reason or another. But now, thanks to eBay, I have finally acquired him. Joints are a bit loose in some places, but still a good figure nonetheless. So, as you can see here, Waspinator is a techno-organic wasp mutant monster thing. So halfway between the original Beast Wars Waspinator and G1 Decepticon Kickback the Grasshopper in his transformation style. As you can see, he's got a flapping wing gimmick with the thrilling 30 Waspinator from my previous Halloween review has already shown off. In fact, it was because of this figure that thrilling 30 Waspinator had a wing flapping gimmick to begin with. So, for posability in this mode, not much of a head due to the fact that robot head's hidden inside there, so don't really expect much beyond this kind of movement. Then there's a ball joint of a robot shoulder and a bicep swivel just below that, and then individual hinged elbows at both pairs of wasp legs. The wings are on pin hinges for repositioning as well as for mechanical flapping gimmick. Then the stinger can also be posed on a double hinge system, like so. The rear pair of insect legs are ball jointed at the hips with a thigh swivel, a knee bend that goes too far forwards and not far enough backwards because of the digitigrade configuration of Waspinator's robot legs, and there's a hinge of a robot foot as well. For size comparison, here is animated Waspinator with animated Deluxe Blackarachnia, who I've already reviewed at one point or another in the past, so link in the description. I don't currently have thrilling 30 Waspinator on hand for size comparison, but without further ado, on for transformation. So, to transform Waspinator, what you want to do first is double hinge the robot waist like so, and bring the stinger back on the same hinge like so. Open out the robot feet and make sure that the legs are still in a sort of grasshopper-esque digitigrade stance. Not so much that you can't stand up due to proportions and such, but still, hinge the wings upwards out of the way. Connect the arms together like General Grievous from Star Wars, like so. And bring those together and bring them out of the way. Awkward combination of square tabs and round pegs for this combination, because it's got to peg together on the actual palm and on the wrist as well, because of the way the arm engineering works, so make sure these are all lined up correctly. Finally, what you want to do is, if the transformation to Wasp mode has knocked off these little tiny vestigial arms from the animation model, you can just peg them back onto their ball joint sockets like so. And what you want to do finally is disconnect the robot head from the wasp head and double fold the wasp head onto the chest plate to lock it in place, like so. And here we have animated Waspinator in all of its mutated glory, complete with the animation model accurate vestigial chest arms. You'll have to excuse the condition of mine. He's got some very loose ball joints on some parts of him, and the rubber on his robot mode wasp antennae is somewhat warped, so forgive me if he can't hold a pose for very long or whatever in the rest of this review. So, articulation wise, Waspinator has a ball jointed neck that's somewhat restricted by where the ball joint is located and the shape of her head and everything. There is also a slight hinge forward and back here for more hunched or straightened up poses. The wing flapping gimmick still works, and the wings can still be hinged up and down as per the personal preference of the owner. The original animation model shows the wings up at all times. Then there's a ball joint of the shoulder, which also has some upward range due to the way the ball joint socket is cut in. So you've got some upward motion there. Bicep swivel. Hinged elbows that go slightly both ways because of the transformation and such like. Over 90 degrees one way and a broken arm the other way, for want of a better phrase. No articulation to the claws, so you can't really hold any weapons or anything. But I suppose you could do a General Grievous thing and, split the robot arms apart again and such, if you so choose, for a more terrifying look. Then the vestigial chest arms are also ball jointed at the base and hinged in the middle. The claw end is also made of soft rubbery plastic like a robot head antennae to stop them getting damaged. Then at the waistline there is no waist swivel sadly, but there is a hinge at the pelvis and a double hinge at the tail, so you can have the stinger in random poses, and also so that you can facilitate hunchback poses like the cartoon model with the way the hips are oriented. Then the hips are ball jointed with a thigh swivel cut below them. And the knee joint goes more one way than the other, again due to transformation. And there's a foot hinge as well, which again is more for transformation than anything else, but still. For size comparison, here is animated Waspinator next to the Hotshot and Inferno Power Legs form, with Hotshot as the arms and Inferno as the legs from my previous video. And bear with me a moment while I get Blackarachnia transformed for the next size comparison. Not the easiest of figures to pose Blackarachnia because of a split high heel thing she's got going on with her legs. And of course her purple fangs keep popping off every time I try and transform her, which really doesn't help matters. I've already reviewed Blackarachnia as part of my Halloween 3-in-1 with Thrilling 30 Waspinator and Transmetal Tarantulas, but to recap, her transformation is very similar to that of a Beast Machine's deluxe mould, with a few minor twists here and there. So here are Waspinator and Blackarachnia together. As you can see, Waspinator is quite a bit taller than Blackarachnia, as he was in the show. And that more or less concludes my review of animated Waspinator. I have been Sandblaster1987. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time when I segue from one transforming robot wasp to another with the Super Mini Plug King Oja model kit, which features the Black Ranger's Wasp as the left foot of the combination. Till then, till all